It's a great day in SimWorld, everybody. Good morning and welcome to SimWorld Today. I'm B-Ron. Alongside me is my co-host Yells. Good morning, man. Happy, what's it, Tuesday?
Yeah,
Yeah,
happy
Tuesday. How you
Monday
doing, man?
Tuesday for you. For that's what the working folks call it, Monday Tuesday, right?
Yeah. Happy Monday, Tuesday, man. How you doing? It's good to have you here with me as always.
It's a new year, man. I'm feeling good. I've decided I'm gonna start this new year on SimWorld Today, having fun. I've been a little too serious, so I want to make sure I have fun with you guys. I'm a big movie guy, so I'll be starting every SimWorld Today. B-Ron, you'll introduce me, ask me how I'm doing, or whatever it is. We start our salutation. All I'm going to do is I'm going to come back with a movie quote. In the comments, I'm going to want to know the first person who can comment and tell me what movie it's from. But it's also just going to be my general response because I love movies from a quote. So this one just starts from some questions that came out, B-Ron.
Yeah.
I hear some people are wondering what my nationality was. Some people wonder that every time I travel, which I think is funny, but I can understand why. So to clear the rumors up, right, here's y'all's quote. I'm black, y'all. I'm black, y'all. I'm biggity black because I'm black, y'all. I'm back, y'all. I'm black, y'all. I'm biggity black, blacker than black because I'm back and I'm back because I'm back because I'm back and I'm black. Happy 2024. And I'm black.
I love that. I love that. Well, look, Yells is black. I'm black too, in case we didn't know. Let's go ahead and let's start the show. But before we get there proper, letting everybody know, stay tuned because today we're going to have the number 6 recruit in the South region, Rip Akire, joining us.
Oh, yeah.
And if I pronounce his name wrong, I'm sure he'll let me know when he joins the show. But we'll get there. Until then, though,
Yeah.
let's get started talking about the second game of our broadcasted games yesterday. This one was on SimWorld TV, G5 and Showtime.
Showtime.
Let's go ahead and jump right into that, man. So this was a good game, really good game here, and so get started here in the second quarter. David Ruben Matthew bringing the ball up, giving it over to Cole Webb there. And Cole's going to drive in and miss the shot, but Ruben Matthew, big guy there on the glass, getting the rebound and going right back up with it immediately. Let's see it. And then from one big to another here. Let's see Mugen Williams attacking the rack, throwing down with one hand ferociously.
Me and
Mugen having a great game, and there's Cole Webb with one of his big second half points. They put the second half of the game and ended up getting Showtime the win in that one. Yeah. And that was a 75-67 Showtime win. But let's turn it back real quick and talk about Gotham 5 because that's what this is about, as you can see. We got an agenda we gotta meet. Gotham 5's on it.
Yeah, for sure. Before we do that, I am gonna give the kudos though, B-Ron. Yeah. Media always has an agenda, and we have what we want to talk about. But shout out to Showtime sitting at 5-1. You called it, B-Ron. You said that we had no reason to concern ourselves with Cole Webb when many of us were, and I think rightfully so. But you were right, 32 big points in this matchup. I think he's somewhere around the number 3-4 scorer in all of SimWorld Prep, thus in all the world, because SimWorld Prep is the elite prep league in the entire world, on the planet, on this entire planet full of 8 billion people. So yeah, he was balling out. But as you said, we are talking about G5, and G5 looked very, very good, B-Ron. Yeah. Just hours removed from a new coach. He came in, yeah. I saw the ball moving. I saw players looking confident and pleased and happy with their performance. I saw them getting after it defensively. This team has tons of ball handlers and kids that can create their own shot that I've talked about a lot, and I saw a lot of it. One of them was Keyshawn Colson. They had 4 players score in double digits in this one. Kel McKnight, Majere, Mugen, and Keyshawn all going crazy. Crazy may be the wrong word, but all performing very well. It just looked like a team that felt confident, felt like their coach felt confident in them, and I know there's some things that could be said about that. I'll let you do your thing. I enjoyed what I watched from them, despite not winning. And I know we always talk about some teams were counting your wins and losses. Some teams were counting in progression. And what I saw progression-wise from G5 in a matter of hours, in just one flip of the switch turnaround, they looked incredibly good.
Yeah, and just to go back on that for a minute, because you're right. We're not counting wins for some teams, and for me, Gotham's one of them, because of how bad they've looked to start the season. With the loss now, they're 1-6. That gives them their third loss in a row. But on the other side of that, like you said, Gotham probably looked the best they've looked all season, in my opinion. Ball was moving, like you said. But for me, what's most impressive about all of this is that they did all of this with new coach Jeff Michaels coming in.
Yeah.
And he got in there the night before the game. So, like, he didn't have a lot of time to prepare and get ready and that kind of stuff. He was just kind of thrown to the wolves, so to speak. But, if for those who weren't, around to begin this whole saga for Jeff Michaels, let's set the table here for a bit. Jeff Michaels, has been an active watcher, fan of SimWorld Prep from the beginning of this season anyway. And but he also has a established coaching pedigree, background, that kind of stuff. 12 years experience at the AAU level, player development, that kind of stuff. So he knows what he's doing, it seems like. And in this first game, if this first game is any sign of things to come, I think that Gotham's going to be very happy, both the fan base and the organization, with what happens going forward. Because I think that if this continues, they're going to be looking up. I don't know how far we'll see them rise, because they got a hole to climb out of for sure. But I think that they're in better hands now, and honestly, I'm feeling more confident about them from a media standpoint, production standpoint, going forward than I was.
Yeah, you want to see teams and kids compete. And that for me, that's what I saw that I had not seen. I had seen the kids look defeated and quit and get earlier in games early in this season. There were some comments from the prior coach about what the talent level of this team was. I'm sure it played into their psyche, and they had something to prove in this one. The question mark will be, was this just like a momentum, an energy, and a reinvigorated moment game, or is this how they're going to play? We're going to find out about Coach Jeff Michaels' coaching, if he can keep these kids playing this way, win or lose, if they continue playing this way for the rest of the season.
Absolutely. Let's keep it moving, though. We got one more recap to go through here. Talking about, again, the first game. This is on ESPN2 yesterday. The Bay Area Breakers taking on the AT Aliens. And this one, unfortunately, wasn't much of a game. Royce Anderson has something to say about it, but Trey Hyman said, nope, not on that one. You're not saying anything. Get rejected, my friend. And here's Royce again back at it, second quarter. This time, gonna take a three and get it to go. And he had not the best game, unfortunately, but we'll get more into that here in a minute. More on that here in a minute. Here is Dime dishing a pass to Trey Hyman on the inside in the third quarter. And, it's just one of those things where, again, Bay Area just looked really, really good throughout the day here. And Trey Hyman, again, it was great passing. Orion Toomey with the block, but again, doesn't matter because Bay Area really beat the brakes off the AT Aliens, 82-66.
You seem like you didn't want to say it. They beat the brakes off.
I'm trying to figure out how I was going to word it. Yeah,
there's no other way. Trey Hyman, 24.7 boards. Dime Hardaway, 14 points, 5 rebounds, 6 assists. Jamie Ramos flirting with a triple-double, at least near one, 7 points, 8 boards, 8 gimmies that he handed out. The whole team got in on this one, but the story of that is, where the hell was Royce Anderson? 10 points, 4 of 17. Bay Area seemed keyed in on him like they had something to prove, and it doesn't seem like ATL made any of the adjustments that you would hope to get Royce Anderson in the right spots. In my opinion, they went to a trap at some points there. They made the game look like it was going to get competitive, and then Bay Area just seemed to kick it into high gear. They locked in and clamped down on Royce Anderson. We saw Bevinson Patches get going late, and it seemed like they just pretty much said, if ATL is going to beat us, anybody other than Royce Anderson will. And only 10 points. Only 10 points in what should have been a redemption game. I'm let down. I was looking for him to score 4,000 points in this one, and I didn't get that. So I'm a little frustrated, but I'll get over it. I have my drink.
Well, look, unfortunately for Royce, I think it was just a bad matchup for him. But however, on the other side of that, I do think there is something more to be said about that too.
Okay.
Because while yes, it was a bad matchup for Royce, I do think that the other parts of the team could have done a little more. I'm not saying they didn't, because we saw their players do more. Again, Bevison Patches was the leading scorer for them, so it's not like he couldn't have done any more. But I feel like more players could. When you're playing a good team like Bay Area, you need all 10 of your guys to really contribute more. And unfortunately, this wasn't one of those games. Royce did all he could in his 27 minutes, but it wasn't his night. However, I do think if he would have played a little bit better, could have been a way better performance from the ATLians, because the Air is looking like they've kicked it in a high gear now over the last couple of games here. Bad matchup though, and I think it's a bad matchup because of Royce Anderson's prior experience with Bay Area. You have a team and a coach who knows what his strengths and weaknesses are, and you can attack those weaknesses.
Yeah, we can make this technical all we want. There's 3 things that jump off the page, really 4, and I'm gonna run through them real quick. And I probably should have led with this. Number 1, Bay Area. This is not X's and O's. They wanted to stop Royce Anderson more than ATLians wanted to get Royce Anderson going, because those are team efforts. That is not a Trey Hyman or a Dime Hardaway locking down Royce Anderson. That's not what we saw. We saw a team say, we're stopping this guy. On the other side of that, Royce Anderson has to get the points, yes. The team has to get the win, but the team has to feed him the ball in positions for him to be successful, and ATLians did not do that. They definitely didn't do it to the level that Bay Area did the containing of them. So that's number 1, what I saw. Because I saw a lot of shots going up with seconds left. That's not when you get your star of the ball, where he has to put up a piece of trash shot, because the shot clock is
can't do that.
Yeah, no. you can't do that. So people do their stat watch, and they'll go back and they'll look at numbers. No, how those numbers play out matter. Like if you get a shot, if you get the ball with 2 seconds, that's not a quality shot going up. If you shot 20% in that game because your shots were coming that late in the shot clock, that's not on you. And that's not letting anybody off the hook, because Royce looked tragic. He didn't look great in that one. So there's that. That's 1. 2 is the Bay Area Breakers were on fire in that game. Sometimes it happens. They shot 11 of 19 from deep. They shot almost 60% from 3. I don't know how often that's happening. I definitely don't know how often that's happening while the ATLians are shooting 24% from deep. So that was a really bad combination for number 2 there. ATLians have played superlative defense all season long. They gave up 23 assists to Bay Area Breakers in a 32-minute game. That means almost every time that Bay Area made a pass, it led to a bucket. That's wild, but that goes with the shooting percentages there.
Yes, absolutely.
And then lastly, this one really isn't a statistic thing or anything I noticed, other than the fact of whenever Bay Area wants to play defense, I think Trey Hyman is a defensive-oriented team, but I think the coaching scheme and how this team and the players want to get after it, they're more offensive-minded. But if they want to get after it defensively, I think they can. I think we saw that because what they have is a lot of height. And Royce Anderson struggled to get off a shot that he wanted to over anyone that was 6'4" or less. Everybody on the damn team is 6'4". It's between 6'4" and 6'9". Trey Hyman had that growth spurt there. So it was bad. The bad matchup is actually the answer for me. I think Royce Anderson will come back and have a better performance if they were to play again.
I said the exact same thing yesterday in Thread. I said if these teams play again, I bet we're not going to see the same result.
Right, and not even just Royce, just the team in general. Bevison Patches seem to figure some things out late in the game. Ryan Toomey's just a great defender. Timothy Brown, given more opportunity, he probably could have went bonkers because he had a good showing. Didn't see much from Torian Shelley. Did not see much from my main guy, Willie Styles. So I think we probably could have seen more from them as well. So bad matchup. Big win for Bay Area. Terrible looking loss for Royce Anderson. But for the matchup as a whole, I think it was just a first-time matchup. They meet again in the race to one or something. I think we'll see something different.
Yeah, exactly. I think that'll be much different from this time for sure. Really quick, let's get into a preview for tonight's games. Rocky Mountain and the OGs facing off against each other. This, two top tier teams going at it, and we're gonna see a little bit from both teams here in his highlight package. But of course, there's Cooper Flag. Got to talk about him. Of course, got to talk about him. And I think that
go ahead and hate everybody.
Yeah, all right. But then you also got to talk about, Big Vic, too, as well. He's going to be one of those players I think is going to be important. Both him and Cooper Flag are looking really, really good again this season, playing together. And then hustle. Rocky Mountain, their hustle, their team-oriented style of play. I think it's going to be a test for AOGs. And, of course, there's Justin Bell, who's going to be one of the key factors in this game for Rocky Mountain. What's it going to take in this game for the Rocky Mountain to win this game, Yells? Because I feel like if most people are coming in talking about the OGs and how good they are, which is right to do, and they really dominated the start of the season. So some people might be thinking, oh, it's going to be a maybe not a cakewalk per se, but the OGs are going to win, and there's no questioning that. For some people, I think.
Look,
but let's maybe put some doubt in people's minds, Yells.
Well, here's the thing. People can do whatever they want when they talk about matchups. People get in the threads. And I want y'all have the conversations. Talk it up, man. I love hearing it. But I'm going to talk basketball. And basketball is more than just numbers. Basketball is more than, this team beat this team and beat them bad. There's a way that things happen. And for me, OGs clearly have a lot of talent. And people just say, oh, it's just a one-man show. It's Cooper Flag. No, there's defense there. There's team defense. Defense is not all blocking shots. Defense is collective team defense with people being in the right positions between Ilgauskas. It's timely shot making. You have a few guys on the OGs that hit some very timely shots. They may only be averaging 6-7 points a game, but they're the ones that stop runs, start runs. They make things happen. That's called being an impact player. There is more impact players on the OGs than just Cooper Flag. So their wins thus far this season, and even when it comes down to the loss that they had, you have to play mistake-free basketball against them. That's what it is, because they're so leveled across the board. Your mistakes have to be at an absolute minimum. Do you have to go out there and play God's game? No. Do you have to go out there and have somebody that can go mano with the great one, Cooper Flag? No, you don't have to have that. But what you do have to have is a collective team effort. That's what Rocky Mountain has. You have to have somebody that can go get their own shot. That's what Rocky Mountain has. You have to have people that move the ball. Between Dink Pate, Lucas Banks, a few other guys, they move the ball, they penetrate, and they have versatile games. That's what Rocky Mountain has. You have to have defense and size. Rocky Mountain absolutely has that. I look forward to some of the everyone just looks at how tall someone is. Oh, I cannot wait to see Xavier Mann and Rashad Rockford matched up with Ilgauskas and Cooper Flag pushing them around. Because those are some big, stout guys. But they don't make mistakes. That's what they have to do. They have to go out and keep their turnovers to a minimum. They have to hit the shots that they're supposed to hit, and they have to stay in the game until the fourth quarter to have a chance to compete. Stick around, be in the game. If you take your foot off the gas, OGs are going to run away with it, and they're going to run you out the game at some point.
Exactly. Yeah, you can't let them run out of the gym with it. Can't let them do that at all. But look, we got one more thing to talk about today. Let's not run out of the gym just yet ourselves. No, because again, we have a guest joining us this morning, the number 6 recruit in the South region from your town, Houston, Texas.
H-Town.
Rupert Kiri, good morning. How you doing? Thanks for hanging on and joining us this morning. We appreciate your time.
Feels good to be here, guys.
It's good to have you here, Rip. Did I get your last name right? Akira? Am I saying that right? Am I not?
It's Akira. It's Nigerian. It's Igbo.
Akira. Okay, Igbo. Okay, I was right. Look at that. Oh, go me. I love that.
You did say it right.
Fantastic. I love that. Thank you for joining us. So
Sure.
got some questions here for you real quick. Just again, want to get to know you since you're not, on a team yet here in SimWorld Prep, but want to ask you, how are you adjusting to the media presence that comes with SimWorld Prep as a recruit? And do you feel like watching from the sidelines is preparing you for next season when you get on a team?
I feel like the adjustment is, the players definitely here are a lot better than what I'm used to, but I feel like the adjustment, it's been pretty smooth. I think I'm getting out there, showing what I can do, but I don't think anything can prepare me for the actual live game situation. So I think that, just playing on the sidelines, giving the coaches an opportunity to, evaluate my game and test myself against other players is great for me. But I think that, ultimately, we're going to have to see what I can do when I get on the floor.
Yeah. Is there anyone that you've reached out to? I know the SimWorld Prep community here kind of tight knit and everyone's able to communicate with one another. Is there anyone that you've talked to that has been kind of a help in this process with you accepting to play for SimWorld Prep, but also having to wait until eligibility comes around? Any current players or any other recruits that have been a good friend and a good resource for you?
There's been several coaches that I've spoken to that have given me a lot of great feedback on my game, as far as players reaching out as well. I don't want to miss anybody, but Coach Dries, Coach Joyner. There's been several coaches that have reached out and talked to me about my game and players as well. So it's been very helpful.
Okay. All right. That's good. That's good. So I want to switch gears real quick and talk to you about things outside of basketball. What do you enjoy doing outside of basketball? Because, that's what we do here in prep basketball. But outside of that, what else do you enjoy doing?
Outside of basketball, I like to hang out with my family. I like watching movies just as much. So I love to watch movies. Just pretty much just kick back and, when it's not basketball, I'm just a regular guy.
If it wasn't basketball, what else would it be?
Well, soccer was my first sport, so I would say that I'd probably be doing soccer if it wasn't basketball.
Okay, all right. Not a related question, but soccer. What's a position would you play in soccer?
Forward. I love to score.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. I like that. Well, look, I got one more question for you here. It's going to be maybe a deeper question here to end things for me. Who or what is your biggest reason for playing basketball? There's a lot of people out there who do things not only for themselves, but for other people. They have a bigger, vision for things. And what's that for you? Who do you do it for? That kind of thing.
Well, I think I do it just to be the best player. To be the best player that I can. I mean, that's what motivates me. Just waking up every day and just being better than I was the day before. I think that just being able to come from where I come from and just make an opportunity for myself. Basketball has given me a lot of opportunity. So I think just continuing to test myself and be the best player that I can be is really what motivates me. Just reaching new heights.
All right. I got just a couple more questions before we let you out of here, man. I know it's early. You trying to get I guess you guys are out of school right now, so you're probably trying to get a break. So again, thank you for joining the show this early in the morning with us. It is SimWorld Today, not SimWorld Tonight. So, a couple other things for you. RIP, R.I.P. Is there any story behind the name? I love it.
What was that last part? I didn't hear.
You go by RIP. Is that short for anything else? Is there a meaning behind the name? Where did RIP come from? We know I remember RIP from Richard Hamilton. Where does RIP come from for you?
For me, I really would have to ask my parents. I mean, it's not short for anything. It's just my first name. It's three letters.
That's awesome.
It's not short for anything.
Okay, that's dope. Let us find out that your father and your parents were big time Richard Hamilton fans. All right, so we're keeping it light coming out of this. It may not be light for the fans. Better. So you're in H-Town, right? Did I lose you?
What was that?
So you're in H-Town. You're from Houston, right?
Yes, sir. Houston.
All right, and you said so. You got Igbo background. You're representing better center of all time, Shaquille O'Neal or Hakeem Olajuwon.
I got that's you asked me a tough question.
Yeah, you're live on air. Everyone's going to hear this answer, Rip.
When it comes to just dominance, I got to go with better. I think
the question was better.
Shaquille, man. Nobody's Shaquille. I got to go with Shaquille.
Okay.
If that's
okay. I like it.
There's no right or wrong.
Yeah. Anything else for him, Yos?
Nah, man, I'm good. It's a pleasure having you here with us.
Thank you for joining us. We really appreciate it. Have a good rest of your day, young man. And again, thank you for joining us here on SimWorld.
Thank you, guys. Absolutely. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Take care. With that, guys, that's going to wrap it up. Thank you for joining us here on SimWorld today. We really, really appreciate your time as always. Thank you again to Rip Akiri for joining us. We will see you all tomorrow for more SimWorld today. Remember, on YouTube, hit that like button, subscribe, notification bell, all that good stuff. And remember, SimWorld is the only place where you can see the game, be the game. We'll see you tomorrow.